Did you know that you can send device telemetry to Event Grid thanks to IoT Hub? Well, that's a new capability that Ashita from the Azure IoT PM team is coming on the IoT show to tell us everything about. Hi everyone, thanks for watching the IoT show. I'm Olivier, your host, and today we have Ashita back on the IoT show to talk about enhancements to the Event Grid integration of IoT Hub. That's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Thanks Ashita for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So real quick, once again, can you introduce yourself and your team for those who don't know you?
Sure. I'm Ashita, and I'm a senior PM in the IoT Hub team. And I focus on data integration type features that help our customers flow their data from IoT Hub to different Azure services or their own business applications.
So Azure IoT Hub is becoming that very powerful device gateway that not only allows to ingest data from these devices, but also allows to be smart in the way you're going to actually route these messages to various endpoints and services and the rest of your application, basically, right?
Yeah.
Until now, we had an integration with Event Grid, which is the Azure PubSub infrastructure that was just about some of the creation and deletion of the devices in IoT Hub device registry. But now, you can actually start sending to Event Grid telemetry messages.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about that, unless I spoiled the whole thing.
No, that's perfect. So yes, so as you mentioned, we already have an out-of-the-box capability called message routing that allows you to automatically configure routes and send data to different endpoints. And we support only 4 different services as custom endpoints in IoT Hub, one being Event Hubs, Service Bus Queue, Service Bus Topic, and Storage. But Event Grid opens up that endpoint list to many, many other serverless application type services and also third-party applications. So I can send data to Azure Functions, Azure Logic Apps, Microsoft Flow, or even my third-party application through a webhook. So that's a big benefit of using Event Grid.
And so Event Grid actually, I was mentioning that as a PubSub system. So that in principle, you will then have IoT Hub as a publisher, right?
Yes.
So you're a publisher on that infrastructure, and any other service that actually can be a consumer of these topics on that PubSub system can actually receive that notification.
That's right, exactly right. So Event Grid is actually a universal backplane that is connecting Azure services with other Azure services. And as more and more services onboard as publishers and subscribers, it's really easy to push events out to other things and trigger workflows.
So I have a stupid question. Why then, if a device, why do I need to go through IoT Hub? Like, couldn't a device directly post a message on Event Grid to trigger something?
IoT Hub gives you the benefit of having per device identity and security, which is really important in IoT scenarios usually. So that's a big benefit of going through IoT Hub.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think there's another aspect of it, because now that we have that Event Grid integration, why will we need to eventually still send and route message to Event Hub or topics? Or what's the difference, and when would you use which one?
Yeah, so routing allows you to give ordered messages out. So it guarantees ordered delivery, when Event Grid doesn't. But Event Grid gives you the option of expanding that to many endpoints and many types of endpoints. But routing you can also use because it's free. Event Grid is going to charge you to ingress the data to Event Grid and then egress, even though it's very small. It's 60 cents for 1 million events. But routing also has very rich queries. So you can actually apply querying on device twin as well as the body and then route stuff out. So for many customers, 100 routes are enough, but sometimes they need it to go to more.
And we're talking about the scale, because like eventually you have a big IoT application with like millions of devices. What kind of scale are we talking about in terms of what Event Grid can ingest?
Event Grid can ingest about 10 million events a second, so it can handle that to scale.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's look a bit more into how it works, and let's show us a demo.
So as you mentioned, we actually have 4 device lifecycle events today, which are available. Like device created, device deleted, device connected and disconnected, that can trigger workflows for customers in near real time. And so we've added a new event, device telemetry, which is basically the device data that comes from the devices, and it's going to Event Grid. Here's what the event schema looks like, and I would just like to go through it real quickly, that every event that comes from IoT Hub to Event Grid will be put in this envelope from Event Grid. And what that entails is an ID, which is a unique identifier for that event, a topic, which is which resource gave this event. And in this case, it'll be our IoT Hub. Subject is the device ID that produced this event. And then the event type and time, which is what time the event was generated. Data is where IoT Hub populates what needs to be in this event. And here we have basically the IoT Hub message format, and this is the body that is coming from my device. The properties are application properties and then system properties.
So I can put, basically, if I have a bunch of data that I put in the body, eventually it's binary, whatever, it will still like flow through Event Grid seamlessly.
Yes, it will still flow, but it'll be in the base 64 format. If this content type and encoding are set to JSON and UTF-8, it's more powerful because you can then actually filter on the content of this in your subscription.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
So in order to demo this, I'll do a couple of things. First, I'll have I created a logic app to trigger, post a message on a Teams channel every time an event occurs. And then I'll go and create an event subscription, and then we'll test it with a device, simulated device. So let's first look at the logic app. So here I have a workflow where anytime an HTTP request is received, I'm going to take an action of posting on my message, posting on my Teams channel. And in this request, I actually was able to put this event schema into this so that logic app was able to parse it. And I used that to create a message, right? And all I have to do is basically copy this HTTP link, and I'm going to use webhook as my endpoint. So in IoT Hub, we have this Event Grid blade. This is a universal blade that any service that is a publisher for Event Grid will have the same look and feel.
So it's not specific to IoT Hub.
That's right.
Just, I'm a publisher on Event Grid, so here's the look and feel and the data I'm going to put in there.
So I'm just going to add a name to this subscription. And you can see here that we have 4 events pre-selected, which is all of our device events. So let's say I want to add telemetry to this, and my endpoint is of type webhook. And all I have to do to create this is paste my HTTP link here. And that's all. So it's that easy. And now let's test this. So here's my Teams channel, and what I'm going to do is I'm hoping to see events here. So let's go and look at a device simulation. So here is my device. I'm sending weather, temperature, location, and I've set my content type and encoding to JSON UTF-8. I'm just going to play this, and it's going to send me telemetry every 5 seconds.
Send.
And I am hoping to see data here right away. There we go.
Yes. It's pretty straightforward and fast.
Pretty fast. It's near real time.
Nice. Like, actually, is there any, you say pretty, like, near real time, do we have SLAs in terms of Event Grid messages, ingestion, delivery?
It does guarantee delivery, and we retry 24 hours. So IoT Hub has a retry policy of 1 hour, so it'll try to send the message to Event Grid and with retries in an hour. But then Event Grid will try to send it to its subscriber in 24 hours.
And when you're developing an application end-to-end in the cloud anyways, you can actually instrument the application to monitor the errors that the services will send. And so if a message would never send, and after the try it, you should actually monitor that there's been an error in the message sent and then react in your own application.
Absolutely. We have rich monitoring metrics for both these things.
Awesome.
So now, just to explain what actually happens behind the scenes, whenever we create a new device telemetry subscription, IoT Hub is actually going to create a route to Event Grid. Now note that you may have multiple subscriptions, but there will be only one route, because for IoT Hub, Event Grid is one single endpoint. And in this route, what users can do is actually filter data going to Event Grid. As I mentioned, Event Grid charges when you ingress data to Event Grid. If customers do not need to send all the telemetry all the time, you can easily go in here and just change the query. Note that nothing else is editable, so you can actually just, you cannot, the data source can only be telemetry messages, and that's when the route is created for telemetry. So I can go in here and actually I can say $body dot weather dot temperature. Actually, my blue was structure is greater than, let's say, 25. So
Okay.
my device data is between the range 20 and 30.
Okay.
Now I'm expecting that every time the data is above 25, only then I will get the
Got it.
message.
And anything below will not be sent.
Right.
Nice.
So let's say I got a 26 and then 24. Let's give it some time to save
Yep.
the route.
And we should only see the above 25.
Above 26, right. So you notice 24, 21 will not show up,
Yep. Perfect.
and then 29 will show up.
Awesome.
Right.
Love it.
Now, another thing in Event Grid is that we have the capability to filter in the subscription because, as I said, you may have many subscriptions, but you can route only query on one route.
Okay.
So we can actually go in the Event Grid subscription, and this is a very advanced filter where you can filter on filter on the body of the message
Okay.
as well. So all I have to do here is add a new filter. My key value is going to be my data.
So it would be fair to say that once you have adopted the Event Grid, infrastructure, basically you would recommend doing the filtering there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The only advantage of routes is you can filter on device twin as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say I want to do this now at 27 for this particular subscription. And
you can actually also, as you're doing, piling on the various, there's a route and then there's a filter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the concept is very similar. You basically have a data source and an endpoint where it goes and a filter.
Yep.
So it's pretty similar. So this is saved, and I'm expecting to see data only when above 27 degrees. So I got a 21
Yep.
and 23.
And these ones will not show.
That's right.
And then if you have chance, you're going to get something in between 25 and 27 that will not show in here.
That is correct.
Because of that second filter you
That
just
is
added.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that just showed up 25 did not show
Yep,
up and
yep.
28 did. Yeah, so this is very useful when when you're post-processing data from many devices.
Yep.
You have microservices that need to only get a particular set of data, and if you're running different functions, every subscription can have a different filter. So
I love it.
yeah,
So if people want to learn more, they can
Yeah.
go to that AKA link that you have up there, which is aka.ms/IoT show/telemetry on Event Grid. One word. Awesome. Ashita, thanks a lot for coming on the show again. I really look forward to your next appearance to talk about IoT Hub messaging and all the goodness in there.
thank you.
Thanks all for watching the IoT show. Don't forget to subscribe and see you soon.